What do you think, Rose?
You want to sit on it? With Mama?
Go ahead.
Want to sit on it with Mama?
That's fine. Hello everyone. So Sam and I have been searching for a four-wheeler, but they've been very expensive, and this one came for sale a couple days ago. It's a 97 Kawasaki 300 full-time four-wheel drive. The guy selling it had said that it had like a mid-throttle bog, and he thought it was a rev limiter, but they don't have rev limiters like that on these. But he was only asking $600. So we tried to get it yesterday, but he was busy after I could get to him, because I had to do a kind of an early morning job thing yesterday, fixing another four-wheeler for a guy. So I was able to go pick it up today, and obviously we bought it, because even for $600 this thing is a great deal. Has original tires, and he said that his grandfather bought it used, but had it for a very long time, and then he got it, and he has a couple kids that would ride it around, but for it being like a 90, I think it's a 97, it's really not in bad shape. He said that a few people had contacted him and were really interested in it, but told him that it was just a stator or a bad coil. So we'll investigate that. But I showed up. He called me when I was on the way. He said, I just took it out of the barn and it fired up, and then it died, and I tried to restart it and I couldn't get it to restart. So I did see it has lots of compression, so that's good. Has a high and low range. Have to grab the key for it. Reverse. Like I said, full-time four-wheel drive, which I thought was very important. And yeah, 300 cc. So it's pretty much all I know about it. We'll have to get her running here, and should be fun, that's for sure. Let me go grab the key for it in the van. Maybe we can hook some jumper cables up to it. It didn't have a battery, and the one battery I have, I think, is going to be too big for it. Yeah, so, but maybe we can hook some jumper cables to it, or just try to pull start it and see where we get. Just gonna try to pull start it, because my battery's in the boat. Show you guys this. There's our fuel. Oh, it just popped off there, which is good. Look at. See all that junk? Let's get that out of there so I don't suck it into the carb. So we're going to hook this up to my car battery, because the boat battery is over in the boat. We got power. little sooty. But oof. Well, it got shocked. I just got shocked by it, so maybe it's just too sooty. That shocked me though. Yikes. Just put some brake clean on it, and now I'm sanding it. Clean up that contact. So let's check this out. Right now we're at 0.02. Let's get that to like 0.3. It's a little more standard. So what is that? Yeah, 0.030. It's about normal. Sometimes the gaps come wrong, or you drop them on the floor or something, and they're just whatever. All right. So it is sparking. Maybe it was just a little sooty. Not smelling very much fuel on here. It's getting spark. But not quite on the actual right spot here. What's that? Ow! I think this spark plug might not be good. It's getting plenty of spark, but it's not sparking across the channel. Right. Let's go back to the parts store. They don't give you the end. But let's see here if this fixes our problem. Wouldn't that be something? Little $3 spark plug. Okay. I need to get the There's some spark in there. I'm just going to try to back it up and drive it forward once. Cool. Well, it definitely runs, that's for sure. I just ran to the auto parts store to get a battery, and the AGM ones are $110, and the acid-filled ones are $80 here. Now, I can buy one at Walmart or Amazon for $45, so that's what I'll probably end up doing. The unfortunate thing is, this thing isn't gonna like run around without a battery. Even if it was a dead battery, it needs something probably just to hold enough charge to keep it going. But the ones at the auto parts store, they're probably good quality batteries, but I've had the discussion before on here, but there's only 3 battery producers in the United States. I believe that Optima is made by the same company that makes Walmart, which I think is Johnson Electric, or now they might have changed names. But you know, there's a lot of debate over, you know, do you get the really expensive battery or do you not? And honestly, I always go to Walmart and get an EverStart because they have typically a better, if you get the EverStart Max, I believe it's a 3-year warranty, and the EverStarts normally are 2-year warranty. But if you're ever needing a battery under warranty, there's probably more Walmarts in the world than little mom and pop auto shops that, you know, you'll have to go and bring it back specifically there or whatever. So that's what we're gonna do. I do have the old Argo battery, and it's a little too big, but I was thinking maybe I could put it in this back pocket here and just make a little couple jumper wires for now, just so we can kind of putz around on this thing. Dang it. So close. Oh, it's so close. This thing has been sitting kind of dead under the bench now for months. Wonder if it has any juice to it. Oh yeah. That would work if I could find a spot to put it. That would work. Negative, positive. Oh, look at this. This is science right here. Wonder if I can. So I just parked it here and I noticed that there was a puddle of gas, so I turned the fuel off. I believe that's off. Yeah, it's got to be off. So that's actually kind of a good sign, because it was kind of backfiring and popping, and I figured there has to be something wrong with the gas supply, and so now I know there is something wrong with the gas supply. Looks like you take this off and the new air cleaner just slides over. Then you put that back on. That's pretty it's pretty simple. Choke. Let's take it to the bench and rip it apart. Probably destroy it, but that's okay. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I go on these calls to fix small engines, and I would say, like, most of the time the people say, oh, well, you know, I just, you know, don't really know how to do it. Well, let's say you guys are in this predicament. Got yourself a four-wheeler, it's not, you know, maybe it was running good, now it's not, whatever. Well, if you start digging into it and you don't know what you're doing, that's fine, just pay attention to what you're doing. It's already not running right, so you're honestly not really losing out on anything if you break it. Because at the end of the day, you just buy a new carb and put a carb on, so as long as you pay attention to that first step, you'll be fine. The only thing between you and figuring it out is you just doing it. Okay. So here's our inside. I didn't have it apart to this point when it was sitting on the machine, so now I see that there's another little, that's the needle. That little needle here. That's probably our fuel air that I've been trying to fart around with. My question, man, listen to that. Alright, let's rip in. There's a diaphragm in here, and the odds of me pulling this thing apart and not ruining it are slim to none. Yep. I already see, looks like a bad scene. It was literally wedged in here like this. I think maybe Buddy tried to put it back together and couldn't. Here's the needle. The needle was sitting, there's a secondary hole, which is why it wasn't lining up. Here's the diaphragm. You kind of need this diaphragm. The needle was literally sticking out this hole. Oh boy. Why? Okay. It's alright. Let's get her cleaned up here. See if we can salvage this thing. Okay. Compressed air plus brake clean equals clean enough. Now this is nice. It's good, plush, don't see no holes in it, but I kind of need to like clean it. And I didn't want to use brake clean on rubber because it's really not good for it. So I'm gonna put some WD on here, give it the old massage, and then paper towel it off. And I'll probably just put a tiny bit of WD on here to kind of help it seat itself when I reassemble. Okay, so that's our air fuel mixture, which makes a lot of sense on why I couldn't find it, because it was sitting upside down and I'm looking at the sides for it. It's on the bottom. So now that I know that that's there, also there's a third jet here, and see if you knew that one was in there. The main hole is clogged. Side holes are partially clogged. I think it just kind of pokes in there. Alright, let's try here. Well, I'd say that sounds about right. So I guess what that goes to show is it's interesting how in a person's mind you can kind of do a checklist of things that you know, like, oh yeah, I did that, it should be fine. Well, he put in it looked like the needle and seat were all brand new, but unfortunately he didn't check the top side. And it took me a couple tries. I took it apart twice before I'm like, you know what, it has to be in this carb. But he, in the previous owner's mind, he had already been past that. He's like, no, I know the carb is good, it has to be electrical. And once you get into the electrical stage, that's when things start to get complicated, because then you gotta bust out the multimeter and the story forever goes on. So I'm happy. It seems like it's running good. Tomorrow, I believe, yeah, we're gonna run to Walmart and we'll get a battery for it. That'll be a big step. Once it has a battery on it and it's running good now. I just bought it yesterday, so I'm really not behind the ball because today's Sunday, so I couldn't really do anything anyways. But I'll bring the paperwork to the DMV and get it put into my name, and I'll do that on Monday. We'll get it all stickered up for the trails because I live by a ton of trails. It makes me really happy that I actually figured that one out. So I got her turned up all the way, but it's really not that bad. Maybe a little brush. I see that there's some black tape on these boots. That's actually kind of a smart idea on all of those. I bet you maybe the old farmer guy did that. They're kind of wise that way. But yeah, look at this. It's not very beat up. Like under the pan. It's not that bad. So that's why I think that this thing just doesn't have that many miles. I think it's been used on the farm. I mean, look at the way these racks look. But I mean, these tires, they're nice and knobby. You said they're original. Let's take a quick look here and see if we can find the date code on them. Someone out there will know. I think it's this one. So it says 107. It's just letters. 00XC188. So that could mean, I thought it was normally the last two, but that wouldn't make sense because this is a 97 and I doubt they would put 88 tires on here. But it could be 2000. I don't know. Someone will know. Let me know. I'm also going to paint these black. That way the frame, the racks, and the tires match. I think gray's cool, but black is better. I had a 95 F-150 and it had this color bumpers and stuff on it, and yeah, we spray painted that black. But anyways, that's it. So tomorrow I'll get a battery. That'll be awesome. And you know, I was gonna look into getting a winch for it, but I don't want it to get overly expensive or complicated. And I have a come along I can bring with, I guess, if I know I'm gonna get out there. But this machine is so small and probably pretty light where, you know, I don't really plan on going mudding with it or anything. I just want to putz with it. So sweet. I can't wait to get this thing out and about now that it's running good. That makes me so happy. Awesome.